Rain as the 5 lights are illuminated above us now for the Chinese Grand Prix. And they are out here in China. We're already up into 10th position. We're already into the points already. What a start from Freddie here. It is Nico Hulkenberg who's managed to make his way past Massa and Button. So there is Hulkenberg, who's actually squeezing us out wide there. Freddie has done very, very well in this race to defend from Massa, guys like Massa, because really this race has just been all about defending. Fantastic stuff there, and it's going to be a double points finish for Force India. And we're going to come through the final corner now for our first point of the season. Hey guys, what is up? It is StopMat1998 here, and I'm here today with part 5 of my F1 2014 Career series. We are here at the Circuit de Catalunya today for the Spanish Grand Prix, and obviously Freddie is hoping to continue his point scoring run. Obviously last time out in China he managed to score 2 points by finishing in 9th place. One epic race that was, and obviously he's hoping to do the same this weekend. But now skipping on to practice, we're setting I think this is our one and only time on the option tyres, but as you can see we've got traffic ahead of us in the form of Jules Bianchi, and we get around him, but he does hold us up a little bit. As you can see there, we sort of locked up into toe on because of that, which probably cost us a couple of tenths, but I still think this lap should be an improvement on our last one, which was a 1:27.1. As you can see there, 1.1 seconds off Ricardo's fastest Sector 2 time. Obviously we're not really expecting to beat the Red Bulls this weekend. But anyway, going to come across the line and set a 1:26.3, which was just behind our teammate Nico Hulkenberg. So not too bad really. We're only a few tenths off our teammate, but to be honest, I don't think practice is anything to go by, as the AI do definitely step up their pace. Their pace definitely gets better throughout the weekend, so that's not really anything to go by at the moment, as we now skip into Q1. And we're going to set our first time on the prime tyres. I'm not sure whether this will be enough to get us through. I think we may have to go out on the option tyres again. I don't think the car is quite quick enough here this weekend. As you can see though, we are 4 cents quicker than Hamilton, although I don't think Hamilton has set a faster time. I think he did back out of that time, so I think that's why we're 4 cents faster than Mercedes, because obviously that would never happen normally. But anyway, coming through the last couple of corners now, I think really what we've got to hope for is to hopefully do a good banker time, and if it's not good enough then go out again at the end of the session on the option tyres. But as you can see now, Felipe Massa has set a competitive time, but we are already 2.4 seconds off his fastest lap time, and now we're skipping later on into the session. This is going to be our final lap of the session, and the car wasn't actually feeling too good on the outlap, so Freddie thought there was some sort of problem. Now going into this corner, the suspension appears to fail, which sort of steers us off the track, and unfortunately that is our qualifying session over, and we'll be starting from 21st on the grid, which is extremely frustrating really to have a failure like that. Let's just hope for a bit of race today. I mean, I think we'll be doing sort of the same strategy as the AI, so just so we can keep with them throughout the race and hope for another good battle like we had in China. So I think pitting on lap 8 will be a bit too late, as I think the tyre wear around this track isn't the greatest. The tyre wear is still quite punishing around the track, even though it's nowhere near as bad as it was on F1 2013. So Freddie's just going to really hope for a good race today. But yeah, let's see how we get on. As you can see there, our teammate Nico Hulkenberg sitting in 6th position. He just seems to get so much more out of the car than Freddie can. I don't know what it is really, but anyway, the lights are illuminated above us now for the Spanish Grand Prix, and they are out now, and we've appeared to have got a pretty good initial start, although the cars in front of us are actually seem to be pulling away, apart from Ericsson, who seems to be staying alongside us. But let's hope we can get into positions in these first few corners at the expense of the AI going quite slowly. Indeed they are, braking quite early. Going to try to go around the outside of Kobayashi and possibly the Sauber of, I believe it's Esteban Gutierrez. Now we're going to try and squeeze through Maldonado and Bianchi here, and indeed we've done that as they all back out, as well as another car. Actually, I can't quite see who that car is, although they do seem to be sticking with us, as we've got Grosjean ahead of us, who are aiming to get this next corner along with a load of other cars as well. In fact, Vern, Sittil and Grosjean we got as well, and I think Grosjean actually made his way past Sittil and Vern, who were originally ahead of him, but now we're going to dive bomb it again down the inside of Massa, blocking up in the process. But what a start from Freddie. This is really definitely what we needed. Great determination from him to gain all these positions, but then we might actually got the inside of Raikkonen there, but again it sort of backfires on us as we do have a poor exit out of that chicane, which is quite crucial. Now going into this corner here, this is where Freddie was suffering a lot of understeer throughout the race, and this is where the AI were gaining on him especially, as we have Grosjean all over the back of us now, but I don't think he's going to go for the move, as we've got Raikkonen who actually makes a mistake, and we might actually got the inside of him here, and indeed we do, and we almost make contact with him, and he's actually made the move stick. What an absolutely fantastic move there from Freddie. What a move that was on the flying fin and the Ferrari of Kimi Raikkonen. Fantastic stuff. So we now skip onto lap 3. We still got Raikkonen behind us, who I believe is hoping to do a 2-stop strategy style. I don't really see the point in that, as I feel that the tyres can last quite a long way. But anyway, we've got Raikkonen going down the inside of us now, as once again we understeer into the gravel, and I think we just about defend that position there, as we are beginning to hold up a train once again, which has really been the theme of this career mode, unfortunately. Not really what Freddie wants, but unfortunately at the moment he doesn't have the car to do that. As you can see now on lap 5, Raikkonen on the mini-map diving into the pit lane, and we've still got Kvyat just over 2 seconds in front of us, so he's still there, but I don't think it will be possible to catch up with him in this race. But anyway, now skipping on to lap 6, we've now got Massa behind us, who's going to be looking to make a move. Obviously the Williams is very good in the straight line, so he'll be looking to make a move down the stretch. You can see he's gaining already. He will have DRS, and he's going to go to the outside here. He's going to try and hang it around the outside of us, and will he be able to make the move stick? Indeed he does. No, he doesn't, although Massa just seems to be getting quite good traction, but then he backs out, thinks better of it, obviously not wanting to cause a collision with Freddie, as that would really ruin both of our races there. But I think we're going to aim to pit on lap 7, as I said, but now skipping later on into lap 6 and the beginning of lap 7, I think Massa will be looking to make a move here, as he's right up behind us. He's got brilliant traction out of the final corner, and he's got brilliant straight line speed as well as the DRS, and that put together really does make a very fast car in a straight line. But anyway, Massa does make the move stick, and I think that's basically him gone now. Freddie, unless he can keep with him through this corner, but no, see there, Massa gaining, already pulling away 100 metres already. But anyway, into the pit lane we go for our one and only stop of the day. And so you can see Massa actually came to the pits anyway, so if we kept him behind, then we may have been able to stay ahead of him after the pit stop, so that's a shame. But anyway, into our pit box now, let's see how the pit stop is. But I think, guys, unfortunately this track is another track where the AI are quite overpowered in traction zones. You can see I was holding up quite a big train, and Kvyat was beginning to pull away quite a lot. So let's just hope that we can, you know, let's just hope we can actually catch up a car, and let's hope we can have a good battle in this race instead of just defending all the time. But as you can see, there are 2 cars battling ahead of us, Massa and Raikkonen. I think they're holding each other up as well, so that gives us an opportunity to catch up. But I do think Raikkonen has actually got ahead. Obviously, he did pit 2 laps earlier, but now skipping on to lap 9, we can see loads of other cars in the pit lane, and I think we're just going to be battling that Lotus, I believe it is, of Romain Grosjean, who's behind us. And are we going to hang around the outside here? Indeed we are, and we've kept ahead of Romain Grosjean for the now, and let's hope that it can stay that way to the remainder of the race, because I believe there are still some cars yet to pit. As you can see now, skipping on to the beginning of lap 10, those cars are in the pit lane now, and as you can see, Grosjean's actually going for the move. You can see Maldonado also coming out the pits, but who's that just ahead of us who's just rejoined ahead? That is Esteban Gutierrez. So staying out an extra couple of laps has worked out an absolute treat for him, because now he's ahead of us, ahead of Freddie, who was causing the train, who was forming the train, sorry. But let's just hope we can keep with Gutierrez, as I feel that the Force India is a quicker car than the Sauber, so let's just hope for that. And actually we're going to be elevated up into P13 now, as Kimi Raikkonen comes in for a second stop. I don't really know why he did a 2-stop, I didn't really see much point in it, as the tyres probably would have lasted quite a long time. But as you can see now, Gutierrez did actually pull away in the end, which was a shame. But now we understeered into the gravel again, and now Grosjean is going to go up the inside. Will he be able to make the move stick this time, going into this next corner? But I don't think he will, and I think that he's also holding up some cars behind him, including Adrian Sittil and Kimi Raikkonen. Now skipping on to the final lap in basically exactly the same position there. Lewis Hamilton's taken out this race win, and Raikkonen was able to pass Grosjean. This race again was another frustrating one, but considering where we qualified, I think it was a pretty positive race overall. So we're going to come around the final corner now, and we're going to come home in P13 in the Spanish Grand Prix. So there we go, and then with the race result, in fact our teammate Nico Hulkenberg only finishing in 9th place, that's a shame for him. So overall really, we actually had a better race than Nico considering how many positions we gained. So that was unfortunate really, but at least there were 2 points gained for the team. And in the championship we're obviously still sitting in 12th position, but really what we want to find out is the constructors standings. Obviously Nico's still in 6th, but we've actually fell behind McLaren now, so we really do need to be starting to score some consistent points going into the season. It's the midpoint of the season, so let's just hope that we can continue that point scoring form that we had in China. Let's hope that that can happen in Monaco and the races after that. But anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.